Jason David Frank, who played Green Ranger Tommy Oliver on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, has died. He was 49. His talent rep, Brian Butler Ann, confirmed the news via Instagram. Jason died in Texas. Sources with direct knowledge tell us his death was the result of suicide. Jason David Frank was a key attraction to the Power Rangers franchise, debuting on the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series when it premiered in 1993. Frank was one of the most, if not the most consistent presence throughout the franchise, appearing in 10 series and 4 movies. Although he primarily portrayed the Green Ranger, he would also later play the White, Black, and Red Rangers through various iterations. In the Power Rangers franchise, which has run almost consistently since the 90s, with one as recently as this September. Power Rangers, of course, continues to have a major fan base, which never really gave itself a chance to die down much since 1993. Going back to that time, basically everyone of that age had a favorite Power Ranger and took on that role during recess. And let's face it, many of us argued over who got to be the Green Ranger. In addition to his acting career, Jason David Frank was an accomplished martial artist. Frank was an 8th degree black belt and was even inducted into the Black Belt Hall of Fame. He also had a short MMA career in 2010, with an amateur record of 30 and a professional record of 10, winning by submission. Many have begun to send their thoughts on the news of Jason David Frank's unfortunate death. Friend and trainer Mike Bronzolis wrote on social media, "Jason was a good friend to me and I will miss him. Love and prayers for his wife Tammy and their kids. I pray that God gets you all through this difficult time." Frank was cast in the role of Tommy Oliver, the Green Ranger. The role was set for 14 episodes. Due to the popularity of the character, he was brought back as the White Ranger and the new leader of the team. Frank was supposed to be the lead character Adam Steele in VR Troopers, originally called Cybertron, and shot a pilot episode before being called back to Power Rangers. According to both Frank and Brad Hawkins, Hawkins' character was to replace Tommy Oliver originally as the White Ranger on Power Rangers. However, due to Tommy Oliver's popularity with Ranger fans, Frank was brought back. With Tommy Oliver becoming the White Ranger, Hawkins would take over on VR Troopers. The character Adam Steele was renamed Ryan Steele. After 3 seasons, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers transitioned into Power Rangers Zeo. The transition is part of the annual Ranger suit change to match the annual change of the Super Sentai series. Frank's character became the Red Zeo Ranger, also called Zeo Ranger V. The following year in Power Rangers Turbo, his character became the first Red Turbo Ranger. During mid-season, Frank and fellow cast members Johnny Youngbosch, Nakia Bariz, and Catherine Sutherland agreed to leave and were replaced. After he left the series in 1997, Frank came back to Power Rangers as the Red Zeo Ranger in 2002 for the special 10th anniversary episode, entitled Forever Red. In Power Rangers Wild Force, which brought back 10 former Red Rangers and reunited him with Austin St. John. He then reprised his role in 2004 in Power Rangers Dino Thunder as the Black Dino Ranger. During his time as the Black Dino Ranger, Frank was always shown in long-sleeved shirts to cover his tattoos on his arms. This was also the case during Forever Red of Wild Force. Being the Black Dino Ranger was a favor to Douglas Sloan. 6. He has joked that Saban the Black Dino Ranger was also the case during Forever Red of Wild Force. Being the Black Dino Ranger was a favor to Douglas Sloan. 6. He has joked that Saban and Disney are both the same. They are cheap, but that he was impressed with the production crew for Dino Thunder. Frank reprised his role as Tommy Oliver, who in turn was the Green Ranger for the episode in the season finale of Power Rangers Super Mega Force. 8. Frank has expressed interest in developing a Green Ranger solo series or feature film after an encounter with Stan Lee at a comic book convention. Frank was given a cameo role in the 2017 film Power Rangers as a citizen of Angel Grove, alongside fellow Power Rangers actress Amy Jo Johnson. In 2018, he reprised his role as Tommy in episode 10 of Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel for the 25th anniversary of Power Rangers. In 2022, Frank revealed that he retired from the franchise. On August 21, 2009, Frank officially announced his signing with Sucker Punk Entertainment, a sports marketing and management company specializing in MMA. He began training with UFC lightweight Melvin Gillard. Frank made his much-anticipated MMA debut for the United States Amateur Combat Association at the company's first event, Lone Star Beatdown, Houston, on January 30th at the Houston Arena Theater. He defeated Jonathan the Mack Truck Mack in the first round by omoplata submission. Frank fought in his second fight at Lone Star Beatdown, Dallas, on February 19th in Arlington, Texas. His opponent was Chris Rose, who made his ring entrance wearing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles robe. Frank defeated Rose in round 1 by TKO. On May 8, 2010, he fought for the Texas Rage in the Cage Amateur Association Cage Rage 7 in State Farm Arena in Hidalgo, Texas. His opponent was James Willis. Frank defeated Willis via KO in 23 seconds of the first round with a rising knee. Frank was scheduled to make his debut with Ultimate Warrior Challenge at their upcoming event on May 22nd against James Ray Handy Jr. in a light heavyweight bout. On May 21st, Frank had announced on his official Facebook fan page that James Handy was injured and Carlos Horn would replace him, changing the fight to a heavyweight bout. Frank defeated Horn in the first round by a non-boss submission. Since turning pro, Frank had expressed interest in signing a deal with Strikeforce and potentially fighting Herschel Walker. Frank announced on his Facebook fan page that he would be scheduled to make his professional debut on August 4, 2010 in Houston at Puro Combat 1. He fought at heavyweight, with his opponent being Jose Roberto Vasquez. Frank won his pro MMA debut quickly at the time of 0:46 in the first round by a rear naked choke submission. Frank was scheduled for a light heavyweight bout on December 9, 2010 at Puro Combat 3. The fight was cancelled on December 8 due to his opponent not being medically cleared. He was then scheduled to face Sean Machado on July 22, 2011 at
Audio's back on. This software went on the fritz for a little while. Oh my God, man. Now what I'm gonna do is we're gonna restart like nothing even happened. But I'm not gonna take that long because I already know the video don't say but so much. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna do that. Forget the video. We'll just I'll cut it on YouTube. Cut this video. At the part where I'm at now. Yo, I grew up on Jason David Frank. Somebody called, texted me this morning, telling me, "Yo, Jason David Frank died." I was like, "What? Are you serious?" So I went and checked it out. Apparently, died from a suicide. I'm hearing that his daughter committed suicide. This is what I'm hearing, that his daughter committed suicide a year ago, and I'm also hearing he was going through a divorce. So that might have jacked him up. A lot of people were saying that he was going through depression, and he ended it all. I think his manager um, um, put that information out on what was it, Instagram, I believe. But yeah, I grew up off this guy. He's like the biggest power, the greatest Power Ranger ever lived. He was in 10 series. He was in 4 movies. He also did some MMA and stuff like that. I met him in real life at WizardCon in Philly. It's sort of like, it was like a Comic Con basically. Um, he he had a little booth where people would. I mean, his booth was packed. I mean, packed. I went and seen him. That was it. It was a few other people there. I think I don't want to be. I don't want to lie, but I think Stan Lee was there. I think he was, but I'm not 100%. It was a while back, but I think he was there. Lou Ferrigno was there. Kevin Sorbo was there. It was a few other people there. I looked around. I said, Jason David Frank. Went and seen him. Took a picture. That picture is on my Facebook. Huge mega fan. Um, Probably I'm going to say at least my second favorite Power Ranger. Is one more that I'm like on the fence about. You know what I'm saying? Being my top one. And then also got Johnny Young Bosch. Of course, he's a legend. He's like in my top 2 to 3. But yeah, those it's like 3 Rangers. I think he's number 2. That guy was incredible in Power Rangers. Just period. When he was Green Ranger, he was evil. So I kind of was like on the fence. Remember, I'm a little kid. I was kind of like, that's the enemy. When he became the White Ranger, I was all in. I was just all in. I think everybody was. But yeah, that was crazy. I heard that this morning. I just couldn't believe it. Okay, you're muted. Good thing I came in. No audio. Can't hear you talking. Still muted. Yes, I messed the video up. Sorry. This software didn't pick up my mic. You know, it does it automatically, so I didn't check. Okay, I'm trying to save you. I didn't look at. I just wanted to finish that clip. Okay, better look at these comments quick. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. We hear the video audio, but you. Oh, y'all heard the video. Y'all heard the video. We can't hear you. Your mic is muted. Okay, so y'all heard the video, so I'm gonna leave the video so that way y'all. I'm just gonna leave the video the way it is because at least you heard the audio from the thing. That's weird because the mic was off. So how'd you hear the audio from? Oh well. Okay. We can't hear your mic. Okay, no audio. We will have to learn the. He will have to learn the hard way, Halloween King. Okay. LOL, he gonna have to do the whole reaction over. No, I'm not. I'm doing it. Y'all can hear me now, and y'all heard the audio from the and you seen the subtitles from the video. So we're just gonna leave it. Which 7 minutes of audio, no audio. That's crazy. Okay, Mean. At the end of the video, all right. Let me check these comments. Yes, that's exactly what happened. Yes. Mic off, no sound. The mic was on. The mic was on. The software wasn't set to like you had to pick the microphone in the software, but I already did that. You had to select a mic for it to pick up your audio. I did that, and it does it automatically every time I go in. This time it just didn't, but I don't be checking it every single time. It should stay on it, automatically. It didn't do it this time for some strange reason. Okay, mic off, no sound from you. My ninja, this F me up. Yeah. When I told you, like, the person didn't actually tell me Jason David Frank died. They told me a Power Ranger died. And I was like, what? I said, I hope it ain't him. And I just looked it up and it said it was him. Mean, check chat, no audio. No sound, Mean. Yep. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know Tommy was the big bro I wish I had. You know Tommy was the big bro I wish I had. I never had a brother, so. But yeah. Okay, I tried to tell him at the beginning, Stoops. He didn't listen. I didn't see your comment. Okay, this why Mean ain't famous yet. Y'all joking. We talking about somebody who just died just now, and y'all joking. He needs a manager. Yes, I do. Mean gonna be like, y'all lied about my mic being muted. No. Mean's eyes gonna be like, which they were. That did happen, yes. Okay, there it goes. Now y'all laughing at me, okay. He would usually have his chat up at least. I did. When I first pulled it up, I didn't see nobody was there yet. So then I went to the video where they was talking about Jason David Frank. And at that point, I cannot see the comments. When I pull the video up and show y'all, I can't see your comments. So I didn't know. Okay, I'm dying. We hear you. I'm dying. Why would you put I'm dying in the video like this? Something's wrong with you. Mean hates his subscribers. Look, we talking about something serious now. Y'all down there playing. Mean hates his subscribers. That's why he didn't want to look at the chat. You should have listened to your subs. I do listen to the subs. Finally. Okay, the subs built you, Mean. Yes, they did. I agree. But you turned your back. No, I didn't. You turned your back on us, and look what happened. I never turned my back on y'all, and I never will. Okay, Mean, people having their struggles. Yes, I've had my own. I've had times where I was at that point in my life, maybe 2 or 3 times where I was at that point, and I had to make a decision. And I'm telling you, people think People that commit suicide, they're selfish in a way, but you got to understand that at the end of the day, everybody's life is theirs. And if you reach a breaking point where some people have mental issues and stuff like that, but you could reach a breaking point where you have to have some you have to be selfish in life. Not selfish to the point where you don't do anything for anybody else. You know what I mean? You don't have to be a scumbag, but I'm saying at a certain point, your life must be beneficial to you. You can't live a life where you're not where there's no benefit to you. At some point, there has to be a minimal amount for you. You know what I'm saying? That's you could barely call that being selfish. If you just want to have a life where you enjoy it, you know what I'm saying? It's selfish because you think about yourself, but you have to have that just as a being. You have to have a certain level of satisfaction in life. And you could reach this breaking point where it's to the point where you don't even care about anything else. You know what I mean? And usually that breaking point is pretty low. Most people, when they get to that point, if they're not like something's like really, really wrong with them, like mentally, if they're just a regular person, or let's say they had minor issues mentally, most of the time it's got to be some really difficult things going that they're dealing with for them to get to the point where they're no longer concerned. Oh, you have a family and stuff like that. They're no longer concerned with that. It really must have been really terrible. That's the way it normally is, or something must be really wrong with the brain. So yeah, it's. I mean, I guess you could kind of say stuff, but it's slightly. You get to a point, man, where it's just like, what is there for me? You have to have something for you in life. Period. You're living that life. You can't say, well, I want everybody else to be happy, and you're just completely just mortified your entire life. That doesn't work that way. You have to have something. Okay. Mean needs a booth at WizardCon. I wish I had one. Okay, son, it's the fact that it's him. I can't believe it. Yeah, this is a sad one. Rest in peace to the GOAT. Yeah, he's not the only one. The Yellow Ranger, Thwy Trang, she died a long time ago. I think it was a car accident. I don't know any other Rangers that's gone. I think one of the Red Ranger stuntmen died too. He came to New York Comic Con. He was a really good dude. Seemed like it to me. You know what I mean? I will forgive you, Mean, but will your conscience forgive you? No, it won't. Okay, I heard this news and felt like I lost a brother for real, for real. It's like, yo, you never gonna look at Power Rangers the same, especially going forward, because you're gonna be like, there's no chance of him making a cameo or popping up anything. Well, there might be, let's say, if they already have some footage still left over, but there's going to be a point, and it's going to be very soon, there will not be a chance of him popping up in anything. It's just it. Okay, our Mean Business Minded, the first muted type video reaction. Stoops want to play. Okay, we need a nickname for you. How about Mike Check Mean? This week took two of my 90s heroes. Batman! I seen a picture of Batman and Tommy together. I had no clue Batman died. What the freak? Let me look this up. Batman? What? Kevin Conroy, who gave voice to Batman for 3 days. The voice of Batman for 3 decades across almost 3 dozen television shows, movies, and video games, died on Thursday. I had no clue about that. I was sitting here lost. I was like, why they put Batman next to Tommy? I just stopped thinking about it. I was just like, oh, Batman next to Tommy? Oh, why was that? and I just went on about my business. I had no clue. Oh man, and I grew up off of Batman, the animated series. Damn right. Man, we lost a couple legends. I didn't know that. Rest in peace, Jason. Yeah. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. Yeah, the Kevin Conroy news hit hard too. He was the best Batman. Thank God you ain't mean. Thank God I'm not mean. I am mean. What you talking about? If you struggling, thank I didn't delete myself. If you struggling, thank God I didn't delete myself. Yeah. Man, I'm telling you, it was tough, man. You get to a point where you at a breaking point. I wasn't even thinking about nothing. I have to have some. I have to have a certain level, and I don't ask for a lot. I don't need a lot in life, but I have to have a certain level for me to be not just me in general, but for everybody. They have to reach a certain threshold to feel a certain level of of satisfaction in life in order to make it worth it. If you're struggling, deleting yourself is never the answer. That is false. Deleting yourself sometimes is the answer. It depends on how severe it is. In most cases, that's not the answer. But you got to understand, it's not that, oh, just don't do it. You don't know what that person's going through. And you also don't know what's in here. Sometimes people are more predisposed to that. There's certain people they have something going on with their brains where they're gonna be more likely to do that. That is just the reality. Most people don't do it. So keep that in mind. When somebody does it, something happened, or there's something that was going on internally. It's not a normal thing. Something that's not normal is happening, or something that's not normal happened. That's how that works. Don't look at it like, oh, you shouldn't have done it. Bruh, I'm telling you. Like, I had the biggest point in my life where the first time it was I was going through a lot. The second time that was a big. I was going through a lot, and then something major happened to the point where I knew if things didn't turn out the way I wanted them to, I wouldn't be here. I already decided. I said, okay, if this doesn't turn out right, I'm gone. It was something that would have changed my life forever, man. It was something that happened to me a few times, and you know, I was going through it, uh, and I had to deal with some things. You know what I mean? And it was like if things didn't work out the way I thought they were, it would have been something I'd have been dealing with forever, man. And I just couldn't do that. But things turned out, well, and I didn't do it. But had that not, I wouldn't be here. I would have never even started YouTube. I'd have been gone. That's just how it is, man. And it wouldn't have been selfish. It would have been selfish, but it would have been the least amount of selfish you could possibly be. Just trying to be satisfied with life is being selfish. That is selfish, but how selfish? You can't be any. You can't even be of decent service to others if you don't have that minimum met for yourself anyway. Okay, whose death hit harder, Jason David Frank or Takeoff? I'm gonna say for me, Takeoff, because Jason David Frank was sort of in the background right now. Takeoff, I was just hearing about him. They just dropped a was it mixtape or album? You know what I mean? Like, it was huge. The internet, I read some reports on his death that might mess up your image of him. What happened? The internet did some investigating, and they said his stepdaughter offed herself because of him. Because of him? It was his stepdaughter? I just heard daughter. Wait a minute. Hold on. Because of him? What do you mean because of him? Don't mess me up, man. Son, best episode forever read. That might have been the best episode. She offed herself because of him. Are you serious? But what do you mean because of him? Like, what did he do? And I gotta do some research about that before I even get into all that. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, it was a year ago. So, you know what I mean? She did that a year ago. What could he have done that lasted for a whole year that he didn't do it back then? I knew somebody that did that. Well, I ain't really know him like that, but I met him a few times, you know what I mean? Did that, and guess what? He had did something he wasn't supposed to do, and he offed himself immediately. Soon as, things hit the, stuff hit the fan. Okay, someday in Hollywood, they will start using AI to replace deceased actors. Maybe. All right. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. Rest in peace. They'll probably do that deep fake stuff. I wouldn't want them to. It's got to be really, really good, and it's got to be tasteful. And I don't want to feel like, oh, they just gonna have this deep fake going on forever and ever and ever and ever, just making money off somebody just died. Nah, I don't know about that. Yo, you mad late? I'm late. It just happened today, didn't it? Oh, about the Kevin Conroy? I heard Kevin Conroy was the best Batman. His voice was crazy. For Batman, yes. Okay, Kevin Conroy was the reason why a lot of people have Batman as their favorite hero. Okay? I still want to delete myself at times, trying to keep going. Super Savage is being honest, man. Look, I told somebody who said they wanted to do that. I didn't tell them no. That's what people usually don't do it. We're here for you. Don't do that to people. Don't do that to people. I told the guy, I said, yo, whatever choice you have to make is up to you. But before you do whatever you're going to do, think about, can you change the situation? Is that the best decision? You know what I mean? Can you seek help first? But I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't do with your life. And I don't know how bad it is for you. You know what I mean? Like, people just automatically just don't do it and then go on about their business. People get you to the point where you want to delete yourself, and then once you you get ready to do it, and you do your cry for help, they say, oh, just don't do it. Oh man, we here for you. And the moment you stop saying it, they back off doing whatever they've been doing. You know what I mean? People don't contribute too much for you to help you with your life. You might be a major contributor to other people's lives. I heard that from a few people about me. You know what I mean? How many major contributors do I have for my life? Couple. You know what I mean? But not many. I'm missing a lot in life, man. My life is not that great. I'm telling y'all right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. You know what I'm saying? I go through it. Don't get it twisted. I'm poor. You know what I'm saying? All my, I don't have the accomplishments I wanted to have. I'm not where I want to be in life. As far as career-wise, things didn't work out. This YouTube stuff didn't work out. I still love it. I'm doing it, but it didn't. I wish I could have just supported myself with just this. I would be happy just supporting myself. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not greedy. I didn't want to be a billionaire and nothing like that. Oh, for YouTube? No, I just wanted to do something I liked and be able to not have somebody over my shoulders yelling at me, telling me what to do, and just live life. You know what I mean? Things, y'all didn't know, man. I went years without heat. You know what I'm saying, in my home. All kinds of things, man. A lot of different things. That was a major one. I had this. Like here, I have heat in my home, but I had to get used to coming in and taking my coat off and taking my jacket off. I was like, oh, I'm in the house. I can take it off. I didn't have that before. You know what I'm saying? I slept on floors most of my life. Um, a bed. I've only had a bed for like 4 years out of my entire life. I had a bed for maybe 4 years of my life. You know what I mean? I never had a bed except 4 years in my life. That's it. You know what I mean? Been homeless a few times with my family, stuff like that. You know what I mean? There ain't no cakewalk or winter times, no heat. You know what I mean? Uh, um, a lot of different things, stuff I don't want to bring up in here. All right, keep going. You can't just tell somebody keep going. You gotta give them a reason to keep going. You gotta say, yo, is there any reason that you have to keep going, or is there anything that I can do for you? Offer something. Don't just tell somebody don't do it. Good thing you didn't do that, man. Your channel helped save me when my aunt died a few. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, and I'm sorry to hear that though. But I'm happy that something I did helped you, man. I really am. Like to be honest, I'm trying not to cry right now. I'm not even joking. I'm really trying. I'm tearing up a little bit. Um, I've heard that from a couple people, and it really I was ready to start crying. Right, I kind of like I'm messing up, like I can't even talk right. Sorry, but I'm sorry to hear about that, Super Savage. But if I was of service, man, I really appreciate it, man. I appreciate the fact that you even brought that up. Okay, yeah, glad things turned out all right. Things didn't get better. It just wasn't the way I'm explaining it sounded like that. But what I meant was my situation was at a point where it could have got way worse. It didn't get better. It just didn't get worse. That was it. Man. Okay, if they have deep fakes of deceased actors, they need to pay the families. Yes, that's how I feel. If they had already read that, check Discord. Let me check Discord real quick. Anonymous. Stepdaughter has kid that looks suspiciously like him. Stepdaughter deletes herself shortly after birth. Cons start to distance themselves from him hardcore for no real reason. Who is Cons? I don't know who Cons is. Wife of 20 years suddenly files for divorce. Cites cheating. Won't elaborate. 1 month later, deletes himself. So there's suspicion that he cheated on his wife with his stepdaughter, who may have been his wife's daughter, right? That's a suspicion. I don't want to spread rumors. That's what somebody's telling me. I'm not going to go with that unless I get more evidence. And that's why, and they're saying that's why she divorced him and his family distanced away from himself from him, and then he deleted himself. So if that's the case, then yeah, he brought that on himself. But I'm not going to go with no rumors yet. I need evidence. Okay, oh no, I hope Jason didn't do what I think he did. I really hope so too, man. That hit hard. And then to find out, there was a rapper, a battle rapper, Tech Nine. He deleted himself. Everybody was crying about it. Oh my god! I mean, it was like big. Like he was like a legend in battle rap, right? And he deleted himself. And everybody, people was crying, like full on bawling, like just crying. And then come to find out, there was allegations he was having, you know, relations with little girls or something like that. And then it was getting ready to come out. Like he had some charges or something like that. It was getting ready to come out and he deleted himself. And then people found that out and they was like, what? Man, I was crying over this guy and he did what? You know what I mean? That was crazy. I hope that's not the case for this. I used to watch your mean streams all day to get through it when she died. Man, thank you, Savage, and I'm really sorry to hear that, man. I'm really sorry to hear that. You getting ready to make me start crying though, for real. It was from a car accident, so it was sudden, so it was extra. Right? There's no planning for that. It's not like somebody's in the hospital going through something and you're preparing, knowing what's going to happen. It's just bang, yo, such and such is gone. You'll never see him again, and you never got a chance to get those last moments of anything. Yeah, my grandparents went through way worse than what I'm going through, and they soldiered through it. So I feel like a cat complaining about my life. No, bro. Don't feel like that. Well, I can't tell you how to feel, but I'm sorry. I apologize. I can't tell you how to feel. But what I'm saying is, everybody experiences things differently. What hurts for you might not hurt somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, you talking about what they went through. That's what they went through. You might just not be as tough as them. And that's okay. It's fine. You have to do what you have to do. You have to judge yourself based off yourself. You can't do that. You can't. Well, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to tell you what to do. But what I'm saying is, what works for somebody else might not work for you. Somebody else might be stronger than you. And there's no shame in that. Just, hey, this person dealt with a lot more. I'm going to use that as motivation to push myself through what I'm going through. Just, keep it as that. You know what I'm saying? No, I was saying I'm trying to keep going. I hope you do, man. I hope you do. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I hope you do. I saw some guy on YouTube. I think his name was Stormy or something. But when he was a kid, he lived with no heat or electricity for a few years. Been there, done that. It's never been no heat or no electricity for a few years, like all combined. I had times with no electricity, and I did have years with no heat. Yes, I got a couple war stories, man. We got some war stories. So I know what it is, man. And after going through that, and you just want I just don't want to have to worry about life no more, man. I don't need a whole lot. I just don't want to have to, oh my God, rent is coming up, everything piling up. I don't know what to do. I don't want to go through that anymore, man. I'm tired of it. You know what I'm saying? That's why that's why it's a couple moves I'm getting ready to make as far as finance wise, and a couple moves I'm trying to make as far as this to set me up where I don't have to worry about necessities. The wants and stuff like that, I'm fine with worrying about that. I'm fine. I've never been on vacation before in my life. I'm fine having to worry about when I can get a vacation. What I don't want to do is worry about whether I have food, which I've had to do a couple times. Not that many, but just, you know what I'm saying? There's been times where I didn't have much. Or there's been times where I worked all day, no food. And it was one time, this was the worst one. I didn't have food, and I was losing weight. That's how bad it was. I would eat one meal a day, and I got this job, and I couldn't even afford to eat that day. And they gave us a sandwich and a soda at the end of work. I worked the entire day from morning to night. When I say tonight, I mean to 12 o'clock that night. Maybe from around about 12 o'clock, like noon, around noon, all the way to 12 o'clock at night. Hard work. Some of the hardest work I've ever done. With no food, no water, no nothing. They gave us that sandwich and that soda at the end of the night, and I went to sleep. And I was just thinking, like, damn, if they didn't give me this, I wouldn't have eaten that day. That's how bad it was at times, man. Okay, let me hurry up and finish this. Now he's a millionaire from real estate after he worked. I'm happy for him. But Hopefully, hopefully something good happens for me. I don't need to be a millionaire. It would be nice being a millionaire. I don't need to be a millionaire. For Verizon at first. Okay, so he worked for Verizon. Okay, cool. Sorry, but I appreciate your support. Don't worry, Mean. If I ever get a few millions, I will put a rack in your cash up in your in your cash app. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Paying it forward. I appreciate that. I would definitely pay it forward. I just sent my sister some money. She was her birthday today. Sent her some money. I ain't really have it, but it's my sister. I had to do that. But yeah, I try to do what I can do. You know what I mean? Yeah, and my dog that watch your videos, Pat. My dog, your dog watched my videos. Oh, thank you. Passed about 3 months. Oh man, trying to get through it to take care of the new dog. She got to meet my old dog before she passed, but had to get spayed. So, oh man, sorry to hear that, man. I remember you telling me about it, but I couldn't remember whether you said that they died or not. I know you told me that the dog was like struggling. I remember you saying that a few times. I feel that she didn't move until 2 days after. Oh man. Wonder if numerology about the number two means something. I wouldn't think so. I don't believe in numerology. She met her 2 days before and moved in 2 days after. And like what would that mean? You know what I mean? Like because the numbers match. What does that mean? You know what I mean? Like I don't look so deep into it. Just be happy you got this new dog. You know what I mean? I wouldn't look deep into that. It just happened. You know what I mean? Could have been 1 day, then what? Could have been 3 days. Be happy. You got your new dog. Things are going well. I wouldn't rack my brain trying to figure out why things happen at certain times. You know what I mean? Okay, number two represents togetherness, partnerships, relationships, and harmony. Partnerships could be more than two people. Relationships could be more than two people. Harmony could consist of more than two people. Togetherness can definitely be more than two people. Okay, it also signifies duality and polarity. That makes sense more so than the other ones you said. Um, Appreciate the video, even though some mishaps at the beginning. We will get it right next time. Okay. I'm a Scorpio, man. Can't help it. I don't believe in astrology. I don't believe in it. You know what I'm saying? I don't see any type of direct link that it could have towards people's personalities. And then if you look it up, a lot of the things they say about, a lot of the things they say, with that in terms of like describing people, it's a lot of his Barnum statements. Look up Barnum statements. Okay, shake my head. Okay, done triggered me. You ain't triggered nothing. Okay, dogs are considered. Oh, you talking about before? Yeah, I was getting ready to cry. I'm not joking. Like, I'm composed now, but you see my voice started cracking a little bit. Yeah, I was getting ready to cry, man. Dogs are considered partners. They are partners to humans. Yeah, they are. With their domesticated animals, but it ain't just dogs. It's sheep. You know what I mean? Is chicken? I don't know. I don't think chickens are. Cows, I think are. Yeah, but yeah, like they're domesticated animals. A few of them that are domesticated, and horses, I believe. You know what I'm saying? They like our partners, and you can bring harmony. I don't know. Okay, but anyway, go ahead and leave your comments, like the video, and subscribe. I didn't know I was gonna be on here for an hour. And subscribe. I'm so used to saying that. I really didn't want to say that at the end of this video because we talking about people, deleting themselves and stuff like that. But I'm so used to doing it. But anyway, peace. Y'all have a good one.